An iPod.
Okay, let's talk about the iPod. iPods changed the way we all listen to music, and the iPod is the most popular music player of all time. In fact, we've sold over 350 million iPods, and we add millions and millions to this every quarter. But like Tim said, we don't do this just for the numbers. iPod and music are part of the DNA of the company, and we love music. And we have the most loved family of music players there is. And we're going to make some exciting changes to the lineup today. So let's start first with the iPod Nano. So the Nano from the very beginning was about the best ultra-portable music experience. And we've had 6 amazing generations of the iPod Nano. But when we looked to create a new iPod Nano, we really wanted to take the opportunity to reinvent the Nano. And if we were going to reinvent it and make it an even better music player, well, what elements would we want to create and give to the Nano to do just that? Well, for one, we'd want to give it a really large display to make it easy to navigate and experience your music. We'd want to have really easy-to-use controls. We'd want to make it thin and light and make it out of the highest quality, lightest weight materials with precision engineering. And of course, we'd want to give it the latest technologies like the Lightning connector. Well, that's just what we did with the all-new Nano. The new 7th generation iPod Nano, which is by far the best Nano we've ever created, and here it is. It is incredibly ultra-portable and ultra-light. As you see it in your hand there, it is really small, and it's that perfect size and shape for your hand. And ultra-portable, of course, means ultra-thin. And it is only 5 millimeters thin. Almost 40% thinner than the iPod Nano it replaces. And the thinnest iPod Nano we've ever created. And despite its small size, we've given it really big, easy-to-use controls. So you can control your volume, as well as even play, pause your music, or go forward and backward through your list without ever having to look at your display. But when you do look at your display, you're going to love it, because it's the biggest display we've ever put in an iPod Nano at 2.5 inches. And it's a multi-touch display. And we've redesigned the home screen and given it a new home button. So you can always go back to this home screen from no matter where you're at. It's super easy to use. And of course, it's an iPod Nano, so it comes in a collection of really fun colors. 7 different colors. And if you notice, we've color matched the wallpaper of the iPod Nanos to match the beautiful enclosure of the iPod Nano, so you can now experience the color on the front as well as the back. It's really beautiful. And of course, that bigger screen is great for experiencing your music even better. Full album art, song information, touch controls, all up in the screen at the same time. And we've integrated an FM tuner that even has live pause. So you can pause your FM or go back and listen to something again. And of course, the Nano is a fantastic photo viewer. And with multi-touch, you can simply pinch and zoom your photos. And we're bringing video back to the iPod Nano. And it's widescreen video, and as you notice, we have a wide aspect display, so it uses every pixel of that display to a really beautiful video. And we're building fitness and a pedometer right into the Nano. So that means you can track your runs and your walks and integrate with Nike Plus right out of the box. Nothing extra to have to buy. It's fantastic. And one of the biggest requests we've had was for Bluetooth. So we're integrating Bluetooth for the first time to the iPod Nano, so you can stream your music wirelessly to speakers like your Jambox, wireless headphones, and of course even your car, all without ever having to plug it in. But when you do plug it in, of course, as you would expect, we've given it the all-new Lightning connector. Super small, super durable, reversible, easy to use. So the new Nano, more beautiful than any Nano we've done, more portable, more feature-rich, but also more battery life. The longest battery life we've ever had in a Nano with up to 30 hours of music playback. So this is the all-new 7th generation iPod Nano. I hope you love it as much as I do, because I love it. Next, let's talk about the iPod Touch. The iPod Touch is the most popular iPod we make, and it's the world's most popular music player. But what a lot of people don't realize is it's actually the world's most popular game player as well, with access to over 175,000 game and entertainment apps. And with Game Center, you're connected to a network of over 150 million game players. But it's not just a great music player and great game player, it's a great iOS device. And we wanted to take everything that customers love about the iPod Touch and make it even better with an all-new 5th generation iPod Touch. And here it is, the best iPod Touch we've ever made. And when you turn it on the side, you're going to be amazed because it's only 6 millimeters thin. Not just the thinnest iPod Touch we've ever done, it's almost as thin as the iPod Nano, yet it's a touch. And when you pick it up, you'll hardly believe the weight of it. It is incredibly light. It's the lightest iPod Touch we've ever created. So thin and light, again, perfect for your pocket, perfect for taking with you wherever you go. And we've made it out of this really high-quality anodized aluminum with an amazing finish. And on the bottom, you'll see that we have a headphone jack, speaker, and of course, a lightning connector. But I know the thing you probably noticed first and foremost was that display. It is exactly the same 4-inch Retina display that we have in the iPhone 5. And that means we were able to increase the screen size of the iPod Touch without sacrificing any portability or any of the one-handed operation. Absolutely fantastic. And of course, the bigger display is great for experiencing everything better that iPod Touch users love, like your music. Again, full album art, song information, touch controls all up in the screen at the same time. Easier to navigate through your long list of music. Perfectly matched for widescreen video, again, using every pixel of that display. And of course, even a better and more immersive game experience. So that's the new design, the new display of the iPod Touch. And we made it faster. So we're bringing the A5 chip to the iPod Touch, which brings dual-core processing to the iPod Touch for the first time, which not only doubles the performance from where the A4 was on the 4th generation iPod Touch, but even more importantly, with the dual-core graphics, can increase the graphics performance by up to 7 times where we were with the A4. And what that means is that we can do things with the new iPod Touch you just couldn't do with the 4th generation iPod Touch. And to give you an example of that, I'd like to invite up a developer, Torsten Ryle from Natural Motion Games, to give you an example of something he's working on that takes advantage of the new iPod Touch. Torsten?
Thanks, Josh. Thank you. Hi. We're here to show you something that we think is unlike anything you've seen before. We're here to show you Clumsy Ninja, a next-generation interactive toy running on the new iPod Touch. Now, until now, game characters have been based on playback animation. Today, we're showing for the first time a character that is based on a real-time simulation of his body, of his muscles, and of his central nervous system. This means that Clumsy Ninja is self-aware, aware of his environment, and fully interactive. So Barkley here is interacting with the ninja now, and you can see that he's lifting his arm, and the ninja is noticing that. Now he can lift his other arm as well, and pull him a little bit to the right, and you see that he is reacting to that in real time. Now we can even pick him up a little and flick him up into the air, and the ninja is landing on his 2 feet. And the reason he's able to do that is because the iPod Touch is calculating all the required body motions in real time, which we think is amazing. Now, Clumsy Ninja probably didn't like that very much, but he does like being tickled. So Barkley can select the tickle feather and tickle him a little bit. So he likes that to a point and has decided to hide behind the tree, but you can probably tell Clumsy Ninja isn't very good at hiding, and that's because he's a clumsy ninja. You have to help him become a better ninja by playing with him and doing different exercises. So let's do the first exercise, which is the punchback. Now, Clumsy Ninja can actually see because we're raycasting out of his eyes in real time. So when Barkley picks up the punchback here, the ninja will notice it. And he's going to try and play with it as well. Now, this is the first time he actually sees the punchback, so you can tell he's not very good at it yet, but Clumsy Ninja can learn. The more we play with him, the better he becomes at punching the punchback. Let's try something else out, something that he's seen before, which is the ninja trampoline. So the ninja trampoline we've already played with the ninja, and you can tell that he's quite a bit more confident on this already. He's already jumping quite high, and even throwing some special shapes. Actually, he's probably getting a bit ahead of himself, so let's bring him back to safety. There you go. This completes our first training session with Clumsy Ninja. He's based on many years of research at Natural Motion and Oxford University, and is using technology that not long ago would have required a supercomputer, now running in the palm of your hand on the new iPod Touch. We think that is truly remarkable. Clumsy Ninja is looking forward to playing with you this holiday season. Thank you.
Fantastic game. That's Torsten Ryle again from Natural Motion Games. So with all this performance, would we sacrifice battery life? And of course the answer is no. So we have up to 40 hours of music playback with the new Touch. And we've actually increased the video playback. We now have up to 8 hours of video playback. So the Apple A5 chip, taking the performance to the next level for iPod Touch. So the camera. iPod Touch customers love to shoot video and take pictures with their cameras. But we're going to make a significant upgrade to the camera system, the iPod Touch. For the first time, we're building an eyesight camera into the Touch. It's a 5-megapixel eyesight camera. And as you can see from the features, it is every bit the latest technology for sensors and lenses. And for the first time, building autofocus and flash into the iPod Touch. And just like the iPhone 5, we're using a sapphire crystal lens cover to keep your pictures looking clear and sharp. And the pictures we take with this iPod Touch are very clear and sharp. I want to give you an example. These are actually shot with an iPod Touch. So see just the level of detail. Amazing skin tones, and the colors just pop. Look how beautiful the sky looks. And significantly improved auto exposure for darkness and better outdoor as well as inside in low light. And we've given it the really easy to use panorama feature, which allows you to take just breathtaking panoramas really easily just by sweeping your iPod Touch. And for the first time, you can download iPhoto from the App Store and do the photo editing right there on the iPod Touch. And as Scott showed you, there's never been an easier way to share pictures than with shared photo streams. So with all this capability, the eyesight camera alone rivals point-and-shoot cameras, but the ability to edit on the device, share on the device, panorama, we think takes things even further. But there's still more. You may have noticed on the back of the iPod Touch, in the bottom corner, there's a little circle. The circle is actually a hidden button. That's part of a feature we call the iPod Touch Loop. And if you push that little button with your finger, it pops out. You can attach the loop. And just like that, you've added a really handy and convenient wrist strap to your iPod Touch. For that added security when you're taking pictures or just walking around town, the iPod Touch